Midlife Bloom. Is this normal? Episode number 1. I didn't recognize myself anymore. She didn't cry when things fell apart. That's what scared her the most. Sarah is 43, single, and lives alone. And the worst part isn't that something changed. It's that she didn't notice how far she had drifted from herself until it was already happening. It started with exhaustion. Not the kind that sleep fixes, but the kind that sits in your bones when you wake up already tired of the day ahead. Then came the forgetfulness. Single things at first, like names, words, where my glasses, where my phone, where my keys. While she walked into a room, she'd laugh it off, called it stress, called it being busy. But deep down, something didn't feel right. Then one night, she sat in her car after work and just stayed there. Engine off, hands on the steering wheel, staring for hours. She couldn't explain it, but she felt like she was disappearing from her own life. At work, she started second guessing everything. Emails she used to handle easily now felt overwhelming. She reread messages over and over, afraid she was missing something. Her confidence didn't crash all at once. It just faded quietly until one day she realized she wasn't speaking up at meetings anymore. Not because she didn't have ideas, but because she didn't trust herself like she used to. At home, the silence felt heavier. She stopped calling her friends back right away. She left them on red. She stopped making plans like brunch, breakfast, coffee. She even stopped dating. Even small things felt effort, like she didn't have. And then came the moment that broke something open. She was standing in her kitchen, holding a cup of coffee she had reheated for the 4th time. And she thought, is this just who I am now? That thought scared her more than anything else because there was no big event, no clear breakthrough, just a slow erosion of energy, mood, and identity. She started wondering if she was depressed or burnt out or worse. It was something wrong with her mind. So she finally went to the doctor. She expected answers like stress or anxiety, something simple. But instead, the doctor asked her something she had never considered. Have you heard of perimenopause? She paused. Then she almost laughed because in her mind, that wasn't supposed to happen at 43. Not at 42 years old. That was later, much later. But as her doctor explained it, everything she had been experiencing started to sound like less like losing herself and more like a body quietly shifting in ways she never thought to recognize. Mood changes, sleep disruption, brain fog, anxiety that appears out of nowhere, fatigue that doesn't match effort. It wasn't in her head, and it wasn't her fault. It was her body changing direction. That didn't fix everything overnight, but it changed something even more important. The story she was telling herself, because she wasn't broken. She wasn't in transition. And for the first time in a very long time, she stopped fighting herself. Now I want to ask you something. Have you ever gone through a phase where you slowly felt like yourself was slipping away but couldn't explain why? If so, you are not alone. Drop it below in the comments. And if you have your own story, DM me, Midlife Bloom. I may feature it anonymously. I won't use your name to help another woman feel less alone. Because sometimes the most powerful thing isn't fixing everything. It's realizing you were never the only one going through it. Keep blooming. Check out midlifebloomtea.com. Sign up for alerts. Follow us now on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Keep blooming.